Okay, I think I got it going. Okay, hello everyone. I'm your host, Steve Irwin. My outfit today, crikey. I wanted to thank you all for being here. I'm Sloan from Open Interactive. I build websites and I do a whole lot more. And what I wanted to start out with was a quick instructional on how to use this. This is a free gift that's at every table, every place. If you have a husband or wife, significant other, and you want to get another one, I have more. This is actually a stack of business cards. It might look like a weekly planner, but it's actually a stack of business cards. You can peel off one of these sheets and give it to someone, and they'll have all my contact information. It's right there at the top, including what I do. I hope that you take these home with you. Again, it's a free gift. It works great as a shopping list as well. So that's the instruction on how to use this. Now I'm going to get into a little bit of what I actually do. I need to get my computer out of sleep here. I have to log in. Okay, so I build websites, and this is an example of a e-commerce website that I built for a gentleman. He does fuel injector cleaning. He is based in a tiny, tiny town called Rising Sun, Ohio. It is so small that UPS does not even think that it exists. So like he can walk to the post office, but people come. I was talking to him yesterday on Google Meet. People drove 6 hours from Virginia to come to his shop because of the equipment he has there and his his involvement in the racing industry. He does racing at a local track and all around the area. So if you ever need fuel injectors cleaned, you take them off the car, you mail them to him, and you actually pay him before he gets the stuff, and he cleans the injectors and sends them back to you using these very expensive machines that he has went ahead and invested in. But this was a great, very interesting project. I've been working with him for years. I did a bunch of automotive stuff in the past, and he's a person who contacted me through a magazine that I had an ad in called the Trader Magazine. And the next site I want to show is this is Quick LED. This is a product where a person can replace their old pool light with a new LED adapter that just screws into the same fixture and has a new LED low power light in it. So these people, again, they were brought to me by someone I've known for over 20 years. I had never worked with Shopify before, but he knew that I had a grounding in the principles of web development and that I could handle it. And I got this site all set up for them, designed, and they can basically sell here. I also am helping them get set up on Amazon, so I'm learning about the Amazon backend too. Let's see. This is actually an e-commerce site for a company that rents paddleboard services, paddleboards, kayaks. They also have merchandise. You can see their clothing stuff is here. It's loading. Here it is. Yeah, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats with their logo on them. So I found all these images and I put their logo on it. They sent me their logo as a PDF. I can do the type of image editing to do things like this. I set this all up for them. I tried to get Bo in there. They have their own system that they needed to go with or wanted to go with. Anyway, this was a client that was brought to me by C. Thomas. So thank you, C. Thomas, for that referral. This was very interesting because they had a need to schedule things and limited stock and things like that, and they still haven't used all the aspects of this site that they could. Now I want to go to This is a company that does huge construction projects. Huge. They are a person who does concrete, asphalt, planters, rock installation, and things of that nature. They can, pave roads and everything. Anyway, this came to me through another referral source, an IT person that I know, they, basically were starting from scratch. They had no website whatsoever, and they needed to get it out there. Their domain name was pointing to their Facebook page or something like that. It was forwarded in some strange way. But I basically built this. I processed all the images so that they could have their projects here. Let's just look at one. Created these nice slideshows where you can basically go through and look at all their projects. I'm in the way if I do that. Anyway, so then they called me back a couple weeks ago and they said, hey, can you train our staff in how to add these projects to the site? So I trained them, their person in the office about how to process the images online to get them sized right for the web, how to name them, how to upload them, how to create the gallery, how to embed it in the page, and how to, I'm going to teach them next how to link to it from the overview page. Anyway, I like to tell people when I build a website for them, it comes with a lifetime guarantee. They can call me up and, we'll figure it out, we'll get it working. Whatever they need to do or learn about their site. People have different levels of experience with the web. Mike, for instance, is very handy with his own site. He's learned a lot about how to do stuff and add things, and has had very little need for support. I think I showed him stuff like one time, and he was like off to the races. Okay, so then the final one I want to show here. This is a former member, Todd Adamson, Cabinet. They had a site. It was on a different host. It was languishing. It was out of date. It had, problems and broken things all over. They had never gotten a lead through their website that turned into, a job. And now, I need to ask him specifically, but they have gotten, over a dozen leads through the site. And, with the size of the job, their average job is like $40,000 or something like that. I have to believe that a percentage of those came through. So the return on investment on what we did for redoing the site, fixing the form, making sure that he was getting the forms delivered to him, and that the project pictures, the portfolios really represented what he did. That I think was worth quite a bit for Todd. Anyway, he's happy, and I'm also doing some local SEO for him, local SEO product that I have called Local Push Plus. So the final thing that I wanted to talk about was Guy kind of put a bug in my ear about something that he wanted for his company, which is a 360 store tour. So I kind of dove into a little bit, and Google used to have their own online product that you could make it it was like a tour creator sort of thing, but now it's kind of embedded in the Google Maps or Google My Business. It's possible to shoot a 360-degree video and actually put it in your site. And so it's also possible, to do a very simple one with your cell phone using the Google Street View app that you download from the Play Store. And so, for an example, I went, well, it's not as complicated as it sounds. It's not as complicated. So I'm going to bring it up here. Okay, so in order to make an example, I wanted to, use something that I had access to, and that is my own house. So this is my own house listed on Google Maps. And any business can, they'll have their own thing. It'll be much more filled out than this because they're a business. And so here down under photos, you'll see if I can find my cursor on the screen.
Yeah.
Where to go? Okay, where is it? Let me see. Oh, I found it. Okay. So if you click on photos here, it takes you. So this is a photo of my house from the front that Google took, and you can see I was giving away a dresser here. I should have called Norton. To get rid of this, but it's a great thing about my neighborhood is you can put stuff on the street and it just disappears. It just goes away. I don't always know what happens to it. Sometimes it takes a couple days, but it goes away. Okay. This is true. So I created here. If we look under up in the upper left-hand corner, it says "By You." I click on that, and then it brings up. Now this is an interior shot of my living room that I shot on my cell phone. It's a mosaic of pictures because you have to take them. Like the camera leads you around the room to these little dots, and you take all these pictures. But what it does is it gives you this ability to drag it. And I didn't clean up. I just shot the pictures. And you can see the limitations. You can see the limitations of the software in that it's mapping.
Yeah, what was that in the corner?
That was an entertainment center. So there's out into my backyard. But anyway, it's a full 360-degree thing. So Guy, you can do this today. It's a free app, and if you slow down and take your time, you'll probably get a better result of the mosaic. But it's also possible now to buy an inexpensive 360-degree camera, and they start at like $129 or something like that. And what it is it's two lenses that have a 180-degree view on either side, and you hold it like this, or put it on a tripod, and it takes essentially a perfect panorama, right? Not like my mosaic panorama.
Yeah.
And then you can just upload it to either Google Maps, Google My Business, or it is possible also to embed it in a web page in your site. And the technique for that involves essentially uploading it to a site that hosts it, and then it feeds it into your site using an iframe. And so that you can
We do the same thing where there's the 360 view of the showroom on our website with our product. If I have a 360 view of a ring and I've got a file, is it the same principle to where that is hosted off-site and then fed into the website?
It probably wouldn't be exactly the same. In fact, it might be possible. You should talk to your web person to embed the file natively on your server, and then it just will have to have some interpretation code around it. Yeah, if it's an MP4, you're off to the races.
Okay.
You're totally fine.
Okay.
But I think it may be a more advanced feature than that. So I really like the question from Guy. I appreciate him having a question about that technology that he was interested in. If anyone else has any questions, it's okay to not have them now. It's okay to have them later, and we'll get together on the phone or talk about it over a cup of coffee. I just want to do a little bit of laundry listing, some of the stuff that I'm working on right now that I think is interesting and is kind of outside of the realm of web development. And that is, I'm working with a company and their sales team to get them integrated into a CRM system, which stands for Customer Resource Management, which allows people to, market to their prospects and to existing customers in an ongoing basis in a way that is tracked, so that all the behavior of their clients, and what emails they look at, what emails they open, what links they click on, what pages they visit on the site is tracked and fed back to the salespeople so they know what they're interested in, when they're interested in it, so they can contact them. I'm also working on helping Terry get some images in. He's putting his books now in Kindle form. He already had them online, selling them at Amazon, print on demand, and I helped him with that, designing covers and doing the creation of diagrams and things like that. I can do technical diagrams. And he's now moving those books into the Kindle format so that people can download them onto Kindle devices. And you know, I really like, you know, technological challenges, and you know, I would love to have an opportunity to help you with your technological challenges. So that's it for me. Sean Sloan, Open Interactive.
Yes. Sean, I wouldn't even know what questions to ask. That's why I call you to do all my work. Thank you for what you do.
No problem. My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, well, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Don't forget the stack of business cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.